but
it's not that hard lockdown though, so it's a
yeah, they have no real disable for this Ember now.
Yet.
I mean, is that fully true? I mean, it's not like easy disables, but they have stuff that they can chain together at least, and their ability to like pressure towers. Like Coddle's ability to defend the tier 1's gonna be so rough now because of all this vision. So
that's true. Yep.
If Alliance is gonna have tons of vision, like all three of their heroes so far can spot them potentially. They should be able to take towers, take map control, and make Coddle feel like a weaker support basically.
Yeah, Alliance are a very snowbally team where I think they play their best once they have these strong lanes and they can enter the game with this ability to swarm the map as this kind of cohesive bundle. So for sure, based on the clock pick, it is exactly what Purge said.
Is there any space for an H Prophet? I ask because obviously we saw an H Prophet be very successful, but it's not banned. And I do realize that Wyvern and Clockwork are most likely the support duo on the side of Alliance.
I see it because you do nothing to a Coddle Ember in lane, so you're going to be put in an awkward position.
It's tough against
Okay.
double spirit from Alliance. I imagine we're gonna just see Limp's hero come out. Void Spirit seems most likely, but I almost said it. SF.
Almost said it.
The one
SF
doesn't say SF.
The one game. The one game I don't.
He did this in the series earlier. It was the same SF pick, same position. Carl had the same actions. Bless him.
Talking about SF for a week. Nobody picked it. Finally.
It's so good here. A BKB SF deals more, effectively pushes the entire trio of High Coast away. They have not nearly enough damage to deal with them. You've got Clock, you've got a Wyvern. So you replace, well, rather, your support duo doesn't provide too much damage, but you have Vision. That's what SF loves, because if you have Vision, you can farm significantly faster than almost any other hero in Dota, and you have nothing but damage. You ooze damage. It comes out of your pores.
I think as well, though, they are double downing on the fact that Ember, whatever lane he goes to, should be upset. If he goes mid against SF, sad. Mid against Monkey, sad. Safe lane, if they do offlane Monkey, kind of sad. You know, it's like it's making this early Ember pick a little bit awkward.
That's a good point. And usually the heroes that counter SF are the hard carry, typically, like these high physical damage gap closer heroes. But having the Ember already kind of like make them more difficult to fit in their draft now, since the Coddle Ember seems like such the obvious dual lane. It's a bad position to be in for High Coast here.
I'm so mad at it. It was such a good pick.
I will say my only fear for Alliance is I'm looking at the pubs from their players, and I'm not seeing any Monkey King really be present there. So this is going to be a strategy that I hope that they've been practicing within the scrim department, because in the pub scene, doesn't look too hot.
Are you saying you didn't scrim them?
Well, they didn't pick Monkey in the scrim.
Can I say, this TA pick, this is a challenge. This is like a
throwdown.
You go to the gym with your workout buddy, and you say, you can't lift that. But you say that to Limp, and I'll tell you, Limp does not back down from a challenge. He loves this matchup.
As in, this is a Templar Assassin favorite matchup, Shadow Fiend versus TA.
Yes, but it's one of the more skill-based nowadays, because one, TA doesn't have plus damage on denies anymore, and it's all about juking the side blades, but SF is also going nuke first, double mango to start. So it's similar to how Pucks used to go to play against TA. You shove the wave, you double wave, you get soul advantage, you control runes. It's just very skill-based, and a hallmark of a good SF is that you beat TAs, or at least trade.
The real question is, do you think Alliance predicted the auto TA, so they picked this Clockwork to deal with the Coddle, and they might go for the cheeky little Cogs soul play that we've seen years ago? Days have passed since we've ever seen that.
I think you do, right? You have SF Clock.
I'm not a mid-expert, but it could be the cheeky little play.
I don't think you even need it. I think Limp's just gonna say, nah. It's like going to the gym. Do I need gloves to lift this? No.
Do I need to
You're barehanded? Yeah. That's not a problem.
One-handed, all right.
I mean, it's a little worse now because they changed Necromastery. Remember, you don't need as many souls, but the problem is you only get 1 damage per soul at level 1 right now.
Yeah,
so
true.
Whereas before you used to get 2, so you'd be giving him like what, 5 damage?
Yeah.
And
you know, it's actually kind of bad actually.
And aren't the minute 0 fight, aren't the runes super important to fight around? You can't waste time in a fountain for that long if you're gonna have these.
I don't know who would suggest doing Cogs on Shadow Fiend. That's actually terrible. Oh my god.
It used to be good.
It used to be good.
Throwback.
We got a Slark band out, so it looks like High Coast is assuming that S4 will be playing the Monkey King.
Yeah, for sure.
I can see that. I think that makes a lot of sense after the way they picked up, because it's still going to fulfill its purpose as a 3, and you're going to get more value out of a last pick on Nico Baby's hero.
And you have the lifesteal as well built in. You can have the sustain against the Coddle and the right click. So yeah, I like the Monkey King go in there.
And much like the way OG was playing Monkey King off lane, they paired it with Naga's Siren for the setup. Well, you could look at the same thing with Winter's Curse. Winter's Curse could be that setup for him to get in and drop a really good ulti, stun follow up, and have their opponents be in a bad spot. So kind of makes some sense. It'll be better than a typical off lane.
I agree. You just want to pick. It's a pretty. The Ember is a little sus against it, but I think a PL for Nico Baby would make a lot of sense here. Just something that deals with TA. Be curious to see what build Limp goes for, because the traditional way you'd play against it was with an earlier Manta. I don't know if he'll go for the Yul's Arcane Blink BKB instead.
You got a Viper ban coming out as last ban for Alliance.
Yep. They're banning offlaners. Oh no.
Hey,
don't worry.
He
played pubs.
I know he's played pubs.
Yeah, we're good. We're good. Don't worry.
All right,
You don't have a game like that and not like mega grind to like get more confident on the hero. So I'm sure he'll be fine.
In case people are, you know, upset or confused with this reaction, we saw Jesse play Mars in their first opening series against OG, and it did not really work out the way they wanted it to. So, yeah.
More Icarus than Mars.
He missed some crucial spears that cost them some kills, and it certainly removed their ability to win the game. So it was like some small-ish mistakes, but game implication-wise, it was huge. So you can't make those mistakes here.
Yep, but as said, I mean, you can't, as you said, you can't have a game like that and then not practice it afterwards, because Mars is one of the good ones right now in terms of the offlane.
Yep. This is a statement game from Hike. Yep.
Easy.
Casual Wraith game.
Casual Wraith game.
Surprise!
I don't know if it came on the mic when I muttered it to Carl, but yeah, casual.
Alliance have their bread and butter. Like, this is just they're gonna outscale. It's a solid draft. High Coast. You picked a lot of statement heroes. I mean, Coddle Ember, a TA mid into the SF, Chessie on his Mars again. Like, this is the kind of game you gotta win.
Yeah, the important thing is though, is simply if High Coast get the better lanes coming out, agreed from the cores. You know, they all need to have a good game. Like Monkey, he has to outplay his lane. The Shadowfiend needs some items. Wraithing needs the jungle. If there's no access to your own jungle because everyone's running into it, suddenly it's hard to find farm. You're playing on the back foot. So I can see how they do it as I sit down.
All right, Purge, what do you reckon?
I do like the Mars pick. It's going to be really effective against Monkey ulti. You can spear him out, give them some needed disable. I don't have a huge amount of faith in TA as a hero right now, though. And they've got some good hero counters, so they have options, but Alliance is definitely the better team, so they should be able to take them.
All right, Kyle.
Yeah, I would agree with Kevin. I think that the clock is going to make his presence felt up top as well. Probably start bottom, but any rotation behind Mars is a dead Chessie, and I believe in Limp. Like, I just think that the lineup's going to have a BKB timing that's unstoppable, and I just don't believe in TA anymore as well.
The better of the brothers, Limp. Limp versus Chessie. We didn't even, I mean, we didn't even mention
into each other, so it kind of doesn't matter.
I know, but it's still brother versus brother. It's not the only brother matchup that we have in the scene as well. It's fun to talk about. For people that don't know, Chessie and Limp are brothers. So there you go. Favoring Limp here too?
I'm favoring actually the Wraith King. I think the simplicity of a Wraith King, especially on Alliance, you just tank one arena, tank one Ember jump, and suddenly so yeah.
All right, simplicity at its finest. Will Alliance take this one home, or will we see High Coast make a redemption arc here? We're gonna find out with Cap and Fox.
Chill, baby.
Yeah, if they want a redemption arc, it's gonna have to start right here, right now, because things haven't been looking fogs for High Coast, and they certainly a win against Alliance would certainly be a statement win for sure.
Yeah, and they've got, you know, some comfortable heroes and some really strong heroes currently in the patch, and you know, Chessie has been saying he's practiced the hero a lot. I think like the panel talked about, he did have a rough showing on that one, and I feel like his game is pretty important for their entire style, because he's the one who's just going to detonate the Shadow Fiend pre-BKB, right? We know that the Limp is going to go for this BKB at some point early in the game to counteract this Mars, and we're going to have to see Chessie just really dictate the pace of the early with his and how much he's able to impact with that big arena.
Now, we did not see the Clockwork Cogs play for the SF, as the panel was kind of talking about, and ultimately saying, no, that's not going to be a play because Necromastery only gives you 1 damage. So not worth the time, apparently. Alliance are going to try and get 3 bounty runes here by posing very aggressively on one side, while S4 just chills out on the high ground. The 3rd bounty rune for them. So nicely done. Fuck, I got to know. what do you think about Winter Wyvern since we saw it the previous years? It wasn't super impressive. Let me throw some stats at you real quick. 10th worst base damage, 13th worst starting armor, 15th worst base movement speed. Like, this is just not a good stat hero to start.
Yeah, wow, that's actually really surprising. An ability that has a 50-second cooldown at level 1 too. You know, one of the longest cooldown regular abilities in the game, like vacuum. Well, that's some nice stats you got there. I like that. Yeah, hero is really weird to make work, but I do like when a team sets it up with combos. I think that's one way that you can make the hero look and shine a lot more. Don't make it just about the curse. Don't make it just about your splinter. Make it about the setup for your team, so you have this overwhelming team fight to engage or disengage at your choice.
In this case, you're referring to, okay, we're going to Winter's Curse and then get Requiem, or we're going to get off Wukong's command, or potentially both.
Exactly. Just any type of setup, at least. I like more when you have more ways of setting it up, so the fact that they have two is perfect. Like, I remember when we watched OG, remember when they were doing like the offlane Wyvern, they would have the Lina for Jerax? Stuff like that. Just any type of follow-up for this curse just always makes it look a lot better, rather than just, oh my god, there's a lot of summons, I'm going to click.
Okay, and what about how do we deal with Coddle Ember Sphere? We heard the panel say, T-Governor, I thought was very smart. He said, okay, you want a hero that either has very base armor, so you can deal with a slight fist camming, or some sort of natural regen. Monkey King actually fits both of those.
Yeah, it was perfect. I love when I see them get this dynamic. You pick the Monkey King, you pick the Shadow Fiend, and you just force them into Monkey King. Or Ember Spirit's gonna have a bad lane. He's not gonna go off lane. So you just force him into this bad. Nice by dodging that.
Yeah, that was a sweet little move there to make sure he didn't get the Jinx stacks.
Yeah, and I love the Clockwork pick with it. I think it touches everything they really need. You know, getting into the backlines, giving the vision, getting the initiation for the Shadow Fiend to protect him. So I think they covered their bases very nicely. And looking at Shadow Fiend versus this mid matchup, looking at Limp is doing really, really well versus Kyle was mentioning, master of the matchup.
Yeah, Kyle saying pretty much this is going to be a matchup that Limp is not going to back down from. Matchup that he knows very well, and a matchup that displays the skill. Bottom lane, they're going to get aggressive here. See if we can see our first blood as FNG is being gone on, but he's going to play around the trees here. Does throw the Splinter Blast, so it bounces over to Era. So they kind of trade out damage here quite a bit. Era's actually getting low enough. Nether Splinter Blast almost finished him off. Fortunately, the spear is there. A healing salve. Can they cancel it? No, he gets the roll away just in time, so he keeps all that regen flowing in. A close call, but no first blood yet.
All three lanes already starting to get taken advantage of Bum Alliance, where they set it up, and they even get a pull up top, and they even get Zivy inside the cogs. He will survive, but they get the side pull and they defend it. So more farm denied for Charlie, and the lanes just continue to go.
There we go again. Another blast. It's going to bounce over, hits Era. Jesse, again, forced to defend with the spear, but now he's out of mana. Era looks like he may have to make the long walk back to base.
Pretty fortunate that the Wyvern's also playing versus a double melee offlaner, so even more merits for FNG. The first pick Wyvern looking really good, honestly, versus everything he is up against.
Yeah, that is certainly one of the things about it, right? You're matched up against some sort of Rubik, Lina, Wind Ranger, any of those heroes. Wind Ranger's not going to feel so hot. Winter Wyvern, rather, but double melee, use that for sure. And even getting into like the later stages of the game, it was your last pick marks that Wyvern can fly out and set up and protect people who are inside of it, or you can just get the setup for your team. There's just a lot of benefits that I feel like this Wyvern was picked earlier. I feel like High Coast picked things into it that were just made it better. Blast going off. Hanskin will be your first blood. It's Era who picks it up.
The fool's first lesson is his last.
Be done. And stuff picked up, and Era now having an urn early on.
FNG trying to guard the other side of the power runes. They're going to TP in. Even if they didn't get the power rune, Limp will at least be able to get the bottle refill. Again, he is doing really well.
That's a salute. Yeah. Immediately goes toward top. They also have they even have a stack starting to prepare. I noticed for the Shadow Fiend to get enabled even more. Hanskin to get at least one there, and he's gonna mess with the pull and get himself to top 2 bounty runes for his team. Bottom looks like High Coast should be able to get it. FNG can't. It's likely to be a 2 for 2.
Especially since messing with a hard camp stack of their own. CF and G trying to get that one big centaur. That's going to be denied by Era. Goes kick. Still, Nico Baby's free farming. We've got S4 doing very well on the Monkey King when it comes to CS. I don't think you're really expecting an offlaner to be getting more CS than the enemy carry, but it's working here. Charlie is falling farther and farther behind, it seems. And then the mid lane matchup, TA versus SF, skill-based matchup, he wins it.
Yeah, and he's even got the double wave. He kills the enemy catapult, and now he's going to look to pressure this tower here. Clear out the next wave and have his catapult hitting the tower. A nice aggressive move by Limp that they're not going to react to. Era starting to make the move over, but should have maybe been there a little bit sooner. They could actually look to set up and punish him now. Traps up, 6 on TA, and you have the Ruin is coming up, FNG.
Kicks him over. Aaron's going to have to abandon the idea of picking up this power rune, which will end up going to Limp and a loot rune in his back pocket. Ready to be used, I guess, if he runs into a bad TA trap or something. Nice little dispel.
Definitely a pretty decent one. He'll break refraction charge or play defensively. He's got a couple methods, and he's gonna farm those stacks that they do up right in the jungle. He'll give the clockwork mid for levels. It's all just great maximizing from alliances. Just getting a little bit out farmed in these lanes at the moment, and unable to really pressure on any fronts. Can't take advantage of the fact that S4 is just alone is definitely a concern.
Yeah, when they're winning in CS in all their lanes and they're getting more camp stacked, like that says to me something went wrong. Whether it was a drafting matchup or a play, and I kind of feel like it's got to be a little bit of draft. I think this Monkey King versus Ember Spirit lane was a brilliant choice by Alliance.
Yeah, and maybe Jibe should have just backed away and just done a little bit more stacks. I see he has 2 prepared, but maybe he should have just gone for full maximizing first rather than just sticking up there. It didn't seem to help too much anyway versus S4. Limp.
Getting some nice side blades in. Supreme is going to be forced back by the burn. Hanskin braving the tower in order to get this kill. And ultimately, they do kill Supreme before he can get the last hit on Hanskin. So,
worth it.
Yeah. And again,
Nico Baby
still able to leave S4 alone at top.
Yeah, they can't actually punish him. They're going to try now with Era's rotation. They should.
Gave it to Charlie.
A little close.
He needs the helping hand, I think, to be a little bit more farmed, so that's fair.
I'm liking this choice from Nico Baby. We've seen a lot of times when these Wraith Kings are playing versus either Tidehunter and Mars, they go for the quick chainmail, right? And then they go into the phase boots, and then they build up into their either Gloves of Haste or into Midas or something like that. He's just going for straight armlet. He gets the Helm of Iron Will for that armor and that regen to counteract the physical damage, and he's going to have it pretty much done already. That's going to make it really hard for them to ever set up on him. And then he can actually look to get involved in this item. It's fully beneficial across every possible thing. Armor, damage, farm potential. And he's into TA, so it's going to have a lot of merit.
What about the high coast side? Like, what do we do item-wise, movement-wise? The laning phase isn't going, like, horrifically terrible. No doubt Alliance is winning it, but it's, less than 1,000 net worth lead right now. Is there anything that high coast can do to kind of change things up a little bit? You want to see them play more of a tri-lane against S4? Like, what is it?
Just more stacks, really. The fact that TA lost mid and now she doesn't have as many stacks as I'd like to her is a big concern. TA is all about being very far ahead. If you're behind by any fronts, your hero feels incredibly... Like getting the stacks set up is going to be the most important thing, and then just Era and Charlie have to just high five and they have to make plays around each other. Chessie, he has a lot of options. I feel like he can actually go to almost any of the lanes besides bottom and look at an opportunity. But mostly, I think when they start getting a tower push, Chessie's job is just to be there and swap himself in front of it and not allow them to get that push going. So I think stacks, though, are the most important thing. Cannot have Supreme fall behind at all in this game.
Well, he is top of High Coast roster. He is ahead of the Wraith King, though. Limp, who's farther and farther ahead thanks to all these extra neutrals he's managed to get. Now Hanskin gonna find an opening on Zibe, interrupted by Era, though. Era's done this time and time again. Seems like he's pretty much playing around the coddle a lot of the times.
Nice. Bails him out of maybe a potential bad situation. They still have these 2 stacks set up, and these 2 are actually hand-holding themselves, the 2 supports, and Zip is going to start working on the stack himself and just clear it up a little for Supreme. But no ancient stacks at all yet this game, which is always a big worry for me when you're playing with TA.
Yeah, that is a bit concerning. A bit of the downside of Era playing more around mid and especially top is that he's not there to be able to stack up so much.
They at least have his hard camp now, triple stack too, so the Deso timing is still looking to be pretty decent. He is able to quite well. But yeah, Limp is gonna have his item finished at the same time too to look to make moves around, and goals will be pretty good way for them to set up everything.
Oh, they still hit him. Arctic Burn gets disjointed by the Slight. Charlie's
fine. Very tough setups for them to actually kill this Ember. Unless they have, I mean, if they have Curse, they can. But besides that, for the early set, this Ember should be pretty safe as long as it doesn't do any crazy remnants or. Some nice downtime to farm. So they're doing exactly what I wanted them to do. And Chesty's not dying. No one's dying out of it when they're getting this time to farm and catch back up in the net worth.
Going to be going for a Yules first. Looks like Hanskin is going to die to Supreme as the two supports rotate into mid lane. They probably know the SF is clearing stacks right now, which is why they kind of make an aggressive move here. They're going to try and see if they can go for the boundary room here. They're going to scare back Limp, roll in. Do manage to get a kick onto him, push him back into Supreme here. Now he's looking to pick up the bounty room. He gets cold embraced. FNG may die for that little play. FNG, the last shot comes in, but Limp is able to get off his ultimate with Requiem and Wukong's out. They TP away, and FNG didn't actually die. So nobody really dies from that whole entire rotation. Now Chance is going to come in with the haste rune and arena and runs. Haven't seen one of those plays before. Hanskin, big old whiff there on the hook shot, looking to get himself out of that sticky situation. He goes down. Era doesn't have a roll up, so it looks like he's going to be dying tier 2 S4. The TA trap slows him down, but just forces out the bound the strike. Now he's going to be embered up. Controlled by the Slide, tries to dodge that big hit from the Meld Strike. Supreme, though, is unable to continue that play thanks to the cold embrace from FNG. It's Winter Wyvern. It as you were kind of saying, it's actually turned out to be a pretty good game for a Winter Wyvern. The versatility of his abilities against these heroes.
Yeah, for a first pick Wyvern, right? It just feels like he has actually a really good place in the game versus the TA, versus all this physical damage. High Coast still looking to invade. Charlie with the remnants feels safe. Adelant's back. He's got good rest of the spells. Got FNG.
Ancients. Oh no! The Ancients are woken up and immediately target FNG. They take the last hit instead of High Coast.
Yeah, nice aggressive move coming in forward. Chesty's ult definitely a little awkward. They do at least get a kill out of it and are able to disengage nicely.
Radiant's bottom tower,
and they do buy time. Supremy's got his Deso. So pretty decent invasion. Even it was very awkward the way like one hero died out of all of it on each side.
Yeah, I'm just I think the best part about it is that Supreme is there, but it hasn't slowed down his farm at all. He's still got the Deso. He's now highest net worth.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
Looking to take that mid tower before Limp can really stop anything. He's got a couple of people behind him here. The Mars is going to cut over. The Earth Spirit's ready to roll in if necessary. Just protect this aggression since the tower is almost dead. Just make sure that your mid isn't ganked while going for it.
FNG's really low level after all this. Still only level 5. He's that pretty much dream setup for their team. It's really difficult for them to ever get these good setups with Hanskin without this curse. He's still quite short of it here. Supreme pretty far in now, though. Can't quite go for him. Recall, Charlie in.
High Coast.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I think they're doing a really good job by forcing this Wraith King into the mid lane is kind of a dream. See if they can still I think you just split up and no longer approach that mid tower. It seems like a little bit too risky. They're the ones who brought all these heroes to mid lane. You've got the Coddle and Ember. You've got the mobility on your side. You can outfarm them here.
Yeah, definitely a good move, especially when they're starting to see the experience is being given for the most part to FNG in the mid. I think they were trying to really take advantage of the fact that he was not 6 yet. So they get a good chunk of damage on the tower, and then back up, reset, get the lanes cleared out, get Chesty very close to a Blink Dagger, which gives him a much easier way to start fights. And if he can get this Blink, he finds the Shadow Fiend. The Shadow Fiend's gonna die in almost every single one of these occasions pre-BKB.
Yeah, and then you just
really big for them.
You've funneled all this net worth onto a hero that could very easily go 100-0 at the start of a fight.
Yeah. Limp has to get the BKB right afterwards as we see him queue it up. And they look to make an aggressive move. FNG hits 6 up that creep. They can Requiem into, or curse into Requiem now onto most heroes. Only level 1 Requiem, about to hit 12.
He finds someone entirely small here. He may still be able to get the Yules, but Charlie very quick there, realizing that any sort of pressure there, he's got to be careful about the strike or Winter's Curse, these very long-range disables. Mid tower is going to fall, hit by the creeps. None of the heroes claim that last hit bounty, but still, it's a big boon being able to take that mid tower first. I believe Kyle said 74% win rate, which of course is a bullshit stat, but I have no doubt that the team who takes mid tower first probably has a higher win rate.
So 76 and 74% are Kyle's 2 numbers.
Yeah, you got to watch out for the 70s with Kyle. He really tries to make you know, he tries to bully people on panel with fake stats, basically.
I like this from Heiko. So I think they need to continue these aggressive moves. You know that for the time being, Alliance is going to sit back and just try to get mostly farm. Wraith going for Radiance. BKB is just absolutely needed on Shadow Fiend. So press the issue forward here. Chessie, look to make these jumps. And maybe even potentially set yourself up for a Roche if you see the opportunity. You can get a kill on the SF. You can easily set up a run. So traps and get your positioning in a good spot to get aggressive.
Okay, so
near to recall people.
I like how you're talking about like the potential opening for Roshan here, because Heikos, they're not really playing too much for being able to take that bottom safe lane tower. You know, that easy tower to take. They just entirely playing around this top half of the map, invading the triangle, and in a way gives them potential to Roshan at any time. That's a cool idea.
Yeah, it's definitely a bit different, but they have great teams. But it's as long as they get this all off before the BKB. Limp is able to finish this KB, it's going to prove to be huge problems for them because he's always going to get his Requiem off. It's going to just mess with absolutely everyone he fights. He's level 12 too, and he's getting a pretty good timing. They're actually looking to set up around bottom as iCoast is looking to set up onto Nico Baby mid.
Yeah, they smoke down to the bottom lane. They actually do manage to get Winter's Curse into the Requiem, into the Wukong's command. My goodness! They made sure that Supreme did die there, but Heikos has some heroes that are sneaking in from the side here, so
pretty good timing. They're actually looking to set up around bottom as iCoast is looking to set up onto Nico Baby mid.
yeah, they smoke down to the bottom lane. They actually do manage to get Winter's Curse into the Requiem, into the Wukong's command. My goodness! They made sure that's a lifesteal, but no chance in hell. Chessie finishes them off with a God's Rebuke while Limp is forced to TP away to safety. Meanwhile, though, Nico Baby with a big push into mid lane does equalize the map pressure there. Looks like FNG. He tried to stick around, even though he had a TP. I think he was hoping for a sneaky little play, but no chance here.
You can see the very liberal usage of the ultimates from Alliance there. How slow-paced the game is. They know they can just throw everything onto the TA. Heikos will be able to get their own push going, but I don't think Alliance is upset about this at all. They get Relic done now on Nico Baby, getting closer to Radiance, and this Wraith King, just like the panel was saying, just like T was saying, this guy's the king. He's the one who's going to be that real big carry for the team, with the backup of that SF aura too. Clearly going to help him inside the fights.
Yeah, and what a huge amount of net worth he just got, being able to claim the last hit on the mid tower and the top tower while he's farming all the live long day. So I got a question. With these ultimates that they're using so liberally, are they not long enough for you to be able to punish like immediately? Was there any chance that Heikos can just like, okay, they use ultimates, let's just go Roshan? No play like that?
If they use the ultimates on the TA, probably not, right? Because Supreme's respawn was like 40 plus seconds. They actually have time to reset, get themselves in a good position to set up around there. So if they use that on the TA, then it's really good. But maybe now, this is where Heikos could look to back up. It's still a bit risky though. Clockwork Rocket, they have so many different ways to get information inside the pit on the side of Alliance. So they're gonna give that respect on Heikos. But it's definitely scary that it's still only that 1K lead for Alliance, but you really feel that Heikos has to keep tempo going with this line. This TA, the longer the game goes, it starts to really start to fall behind, especially into a Wraith.
Yeah, I'm a little bit
got
concerned
radiance.
they've been slowed down for the last 5 minutes. It feels like, you know, they're right on the cusp of being able to find these big kills, and then, you know, they get something like this. Okay, the Winter Wyvern, not too bad. This might still be okay, but you can see Alliance want to make a full fight of it. They're going to be jumping in. Hanskin goes in, immediately blasts out of his own cost. Maybe it's for the best, though. As for they need to focus him down now fast. It does manage to do so before the Wukongs does too much damage. Air's going to roll in, tries to go for Limp. Limp with the DD, though, just hits him down, puts him at his place. It's going to be a 1-for-2 trade-off there with High Coast walking away the better of the arrangement, though. Still not the dominant team fight they're searching for, Fog.
No, not at all. Something small. They need to kick it up, and they need to get the bigger kills. S4 is kind of the sacrificial lamb, it feels like, for his SF and Wraith King in most of these situations. A decent hit, and they do get some good, like they have these good wards and all this good coverage, but immediately have to run back to go push out their lane before they can really take advantage of anything here. And now it's going to be some time for them to really farm and finish up the BKB on TA for Supreme, so he feels safer because they're just going to clearly throw all the ultimate.
Looks like Chessie took a break off into Winter Wonderland. He's got out in the backyard.
I like Chessie's backgrounds.
Yeah. Could be Sweden right there. It has been snowing quite. I saw you've been posting pictures of snow.
Dude, we got slammed. We got what, 60 centimeters for the non-Americans? Maybe even more than that actually outside. Yeah. Got 2 feet of snow or something crazy. And I think we're supposed to get more today for a bit, but it's only down.
Score is 4-10. It's been a pretty even game. Alliance have been slightly leading through most of it, but never much more than 1,000 net worth at a time. Same goes with experience. They were up by almost 2K at one point, but quickly dialed back down. It feels like that the game is going to be determined in this next 2 or 3 minutes, Fogged, if High Coast can finally find that team fight that allows them to take Roshan, and then that Roshan, that Aegis, then allows them to take further map control, and maybe they just are able to choke Alliance out. Or if that doesn't happen, it feels like Alliance are just going to straight up win off of their the next round of items.
Yeah, it feels like the pressure is really on. These next 5 minutes, it's going to be Limp with his BKB, so it's going to Alliance edging out for the fights, and it's really going to be how much can High Coast do. They have to win this next fight, or it's going to be disaster. The game is going to start getting out of hand for them. The SF and the Wraith King are just going to start outscaling this TA, and Ember Spirit can't do this on his own. He's not into this. He's not fighting versus any Illusion Core or anything like that. He's fighting heroes that are just good versus.
Now we saw the win probability heavily in the favor of Alliance, 84% right now. Is it is there no option for High Coast to go late game?
I don't see a way for them. When the fact that they have TA versus Wyvern just hard out counters the straight physical damage, right? And Ember, sure he's playing versus limited disables, but his damage is just it's not good versus Wraith King and SF in the later stage. He's got Maelstrom. These heroes are just going to get durable. They're going to have the backup of the heals, etc. Pokes are not going to work as much. They need a full commit. The Ember is not going to be the solution.
Yeah, it seems like, some of these heroes, they might be able to go into late game all right, but the hero matchups just aren't in there. TA, very burst-oriented carry against Wraith King with 2 lives. Wyvern with Cold Brace, like you said. Yeah, it's going to be rough if they can't take control of the game pretty much right now.
Yep. And they need to make a lot happen if they are able to take advantage of this next couple seconds. They need to win this fight, the Roche, and then just keep snowballing. Have to have perfect ult from Chessie. 20 seconds, no ult on this Mars at the moment. Limp, his BKB's coming out on the courier. Crucial time around here. Supreme still a bit shy of his BKB, so maybe a little hesitant to want to join. They always have the coddle though, so he can go finish it up elsewhere and then come in. It's actually Alliance forcing the issue of that Roche because of that BKB.
I did not think that Alliance would be the ones to make the somewhat risky maneuver here. I thought passive play was a no-brainer for me, but Alliance
forcing the hand.
Yeah, they certainly are. High Coast may not be ready for it, especially with the hook shot coming in. The Requiem. Oh, no, he had a moment, but he couldn't get away in time. The fear catches him before he could jump away. Now, Era is very likely to die here. The Essence Ring won't save him as S4 jumps to the other side of things, and Limp with the rest of his BKB and the help of Nico, baby. They're going to look to finish up this Roshan, claim the Aegis before High Coast has a chance to do anything.
Oh, that is disastrous. The TA draft does not get the Roche set up at all. They can't even take the fight because the way it starts, Charlie has to be more careful. Even though, as you say, he's elusive, there is different ways to combo him with that Yules.
That
Can't make these type of mistakes because Nice Supreme, he probably wanted to finish the BKB, but it's just a really smart move from Alliance to force the issue.
take it out. I mean, Roshan is so important for TA lineups in general. As we can see, Supreme, he does excellent damage, particularly when he has a DD, but he's still very fragile. He needs that extra life to work with.
Especially when he's playing versus a lot of different ways to kite him out. With the cold embrace, the clockwork can mess with you, even if you do have BKB. Just even reincarnate can slow you down if you post BKB. Be very careful for Supreme. He's gonna have to really put the work in for his team. And the rest of them are just really falling behind. Charlie, he's below the off lane. He's below the Monkey King. That's the best four.
I just cannot get over the Witch's Blade is a viable item for non-intelligence heroes.
Too. It's so weird to see this on these Monkey Kings every game.
Yeah. Monkey Kings, seen it on a few Ember Spirits.
Very likely for him to die if they do get this set up. I actually like it even more when you have setup though, right? When you have Winter's Curse, you can get them in the middle of the Wukong then, right? Then you're actually going to maximize the Witch. Unlike where a lot of the times I feel like I see the Witchblade get like a hit. Like, okay, well, all right, decent.
Yeah.
At least the stats it provides are just a...
Nico Baby continuing off of this momentum. If they have the Aegis on the SF, they're very likely to try and force some fights and go for some invasions. He's got a Blink Dagger to make sure that team fights actually happen right now.
Yeah, I love this third item Blink that I'm seeing on these Wraith Kings a lot of the time. You get kited, but this is always going to change that. And you just, if you get on the supports in the back lines, you will probably one or two shot them if you get a hit with the Mortal Strike. Era, very far forward.
Oh, he does manage to roll away. He's gonna make break for it. He's good, I think.
Oh.
Radiant's bottom
That looked weird. It looked like he was actually inside of him. The roll was like perfect. As Jibe won't be so lucky. There's that one hit.
Yeah, the guaranteed crit from a strength carry is pretty good. Who knew?
But Cap, it was reduced 10% to 7.28A.
Yeah.
So they're still getting a good amount of gold on the map, but you can just feel like, is it all going to actually come down to something? I'm really hoping to see what they're going to be able to make of it with these double BKBs. The Mars also has his finish. Charlie going for a Lincoln's. He's still a bit weak in that front. But with this timing, they're actually going to look for something here.
Coordination not on point. Double smokes for this play, but maybe double the smokes, double the kills.
Maybe. Wraith King quite far away from his team at the moment. They're getting a good wrap around and to see the couriers also flying in, so they know exactly where they're going to be.
Follow that courier, boys.
Where is he? Oh, it's Hanskin. Get him.
Okay, there's the clockwork. They don't want to initiate on him. They really want to be able to catch up. Maybe the SF. They actually do jump the clockwork with the TA. The back line, they do manage to kill FNG. He goes down. S4 trapped inside the arena. They're going to play around that, but Liv does manage to get his Yule's combo onto Era, who's most certainly dead, unless Eccentric. No, the last hit comes in. The BKB from Chessie fighting through. Hanskin is going to go down. The BKBs, though, trapped inside these cogs. Mars managed to blink away. Supreme fighting through this, but remember, he doesn't have that Aegis. He is so squishy right now. He needs to be able to stay away from Liv. Look at him. They don't have detection. They're throwing down races. Finally, they drop the sentry and they see him. They finally managed to kill the TA. It's up to the Ember Spirit to lay out this damage now, but Nico, baby, he's about to lose his first life, but it's the SF who's going to go down first. FNG gets rolled over by Zibe. Let's see if they can catch these two cores on their second life. Limp, he doesn't have a BKB, so he's pretty easily controlled up. He does do a good job of bringing down Mars for the end of it. Charlie, ooh, last bit of mana there with the Sleight of Fist to make sure Nico, baby, didn't hit him with the stun. They are desperate to slow this man down, catch him. Don't let his Blink Dagger come up. They managed to get the Vestal, but he blinked into the trees.
Oh. Uh-oh.
He's good.
Invisibility.
Oh, Radiant's up too. That's the case. Wow, that was actually a better fight than I thought High Coast was going to be able to put up. They did have to use some buybacks, but what an initial jump. They actually found FNG instantly. Even though Alliance was prepared on the right side, they got on him right away. That was a crazy fight.
Yeah, that was
The
just...
Cogs actually were really impactful though. Houndskin trapping them both during the majority of their BKB in there, so they had to just play very defensive while they were resetting away. And Nico Baby's still probably the biggest winner of it all, but a decent fight from High Coast into an Aegis.
Yeah, not too bad at all. If they could just take another team fight, this one going perhaps a little bit better for the TA, since she's not going to have buyback, so that was obviously a big factor. But and honestly, just taking away that Aegis, if they can force another engagement, win that one, we still have a small chance of High Coast kind of taking over that mid game like they need to do.
Yep. I think this Nico Baby actually made the executive choice because he got so much farm and he lived throughout the entirety of the last fight. He actually is going for the AC. I saw that Limp had it queued up, but he gets killed. He doesn't have the great gold. He's just gonna have a casual plate mill for the time being. Not too bad anyway. For TA, then he'll go for Butterfly. And they're gonna have this AC pretty much done soon. That's gonna counteract a lot of that damage we did see coming in from Supreme in that last fight. And he has to be just much more careful, as you said. No buyback gonna be available for that.
Wraith King's out of here pretty far. They kind of ping him, but no disables are around to stop him from taking away.
A very close game, 11-16.
Yeah. Catching FNG? No. Missed the chains. Chessie not able to follow up without that disable.
So scary to be Supreme right now. He has to just be very careful. His team has to play and just pretty much smoke to him every time he shows in a lane, because they're very likely that they set up on him. The side of Alliance, and they won't. Nico Baby's gonna run in with his new AC.
Running into the Wraith King, that is not what High Coast wants, so they're gonna retreat after losing Era. See if Zibe is able to get back in time before the next blink of the Wraith King. He's good. Or maybe he's not.
Oh,
nice glimmer. He gets that off in time. Zibe is gonna have to find some sort of corner to hide in. TP out, but Hanskin ready to go with the hook shot and Division on the high ground to spot him.
Feeling their power spike as soon as that AC is picked up. Fearlessly charging in. Start getting an advantage even though they don't have Aegis. Feeling that power because the TA, no buyback. He just has to be so careful. 30 seconds, no Earth Spirit. Good window for Alliance to really press this advantage forward. So the tier 2, maybe claim an outpost. Finish up with his next set of items. Figure Lips, Butterfly, probably the big one. And S4's BKB. The fights will get easier for Alliance. They're looking pretty hard for High Coast.
Yeah, it's funny watching this S4 Monkey King. All I can think about the fact is that he's able to spend more time in trees because he's not supposed to be kind of a carry, you know?
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't have to take that risk that, like, 1 and 2 position Monkey Kings have to do because, like, if you spend too much time in trees, you're just wasting away. You're not actually getting a whole lot of farm. But S4, he's been spending, like, half the game just chilling out, watching people, waiting for his opportunity to strike.
And he's still very farmed, honestly. Like, he's not the same as the Mars because he has been playing on the trees a lot, but he's been a distraction. He's been the one that they've actually focused a lot of the attention on, too, because he's just in the midst of it all. And the Wukong is always a problem. Find Era.
Era's dead. Zibe, maybe the same thing here. Glimmer Cave trying to get away. The dust is going to slow him down, though. Double raises, Velvet Doom for him. Chessie doesn't get off his BKB in time. He gets hit by the stun. Lip is going to go for the Requiem, but at the same time, the curse came out on the TA. That's going to be a lot of abilities wasted. Supreme, he wastes no time to try and take advantage of this. They do have the Cold Embrace plus Wukong's command combo that is going to force Supreme away, though. He's not able to take advantage of that. Bit of a misplay, bit of a miscommunication from Alliance.
Oops. A little bit of a reset away from it. A little bit of weird stuff going on there. Really different understanding of the fight from the SF and the Wyvern of how to wanted to get out of that situation. I think FNG making a good executive choice. Guys, we're on the high ground. We don't need to be here.
Yeah.
Get the hell out.
Fair call.
And now High Coast, they don't have Mars ult for about 25 seconds. Chessie's still not having it available, but they do have a little bit of a power for Supreme.
Yeah, if all things like even, if you blow ultimates on both sides, you're probably more willing to take the fight if you're high coast, right?
Yeah, Nico Baby is the one all the way in the front though, so this is a tough target for them to base onto.
Oh, nice double stun there from the Bowser Strike. He's going to try and jump in. They do manage to bring down Charlie. Now they're going to follow up on Arrow, who tried to roll onto the back line to catch FNG. Instead, he's the one who stumbles into Alliance's trap. 2 down with a 5,000 net worth lead. Alliance they just seem to be countering a lot of high coast moves. They just read him. They're gonna have to go for a fight here. Every single time Nico Baby's the one to intercept the movement.
And such good reads of how to just control Charlie. This is now the second time I've seen Hanskin just, it's perfect. They get the initial stun, he gets the hook shot, walks in front, gets the beauty hog pushback. Their lineup is lacking a little bit of those real stuns, quote unquote, but when he does it like this, they're always able to catch Ember, who's done a Lincoln.
Yeah.
Lincoln isn't gonna help you with a boundless strike or a clock hook shot and pushback.
Fallen to the Radiant.
Now Aegis Cheese as well, full butterfly on Limp from that last situation too. Looking to get harder for High Coast. Supreme has Daedalus, but a lot more things that he's gonna have to deal with.
Yeah, if Dota Plus thought that this game was heavily favoring Alliance when the game was even on net worth and experience, now that they're up by 7K, it's they're pretty much saying there's just one more nail left to put into that coffin.
Charlie throwing himself in the front again.
He's got to be careful of that. He's got the Lincolns, and they tried the double stun there. But fortunately, Charlie was quick enough before the Winter's Curse came out.
They have a great ward deep in the base. S4, he's setting up here.
S4 does manage to get out the Wukong's command to be able to cover as Nico Baby that was not trapped at all. Managed to kill Supreme as a result of that. The Winter's Curse goes out last second. FNG was just hoping to survive, but either way, his team has certainly won this engagement. Chessie puts himself in a corner, trying to use his shield as best he can, but ultimately, without the TA, Fog, they don't have any damage.
No, they do not. And a beautiful setup from S4. They actually catch Era trying to do some creep catching shenanigans in the back here. And they're going to use buybacks to try to hold the racks. Okay. Looks like a pretty hard hold. There's still 8 as well as the cheese.
Yeah, he pops the cheese. Just in case, 10 more seconds till his reincarnation is back up. They're going to go for Hanskin here. Hanskin protecting himself with the conch. Nico Baby is ready to go back in. His reincarnation is just about there. Actually, the block done there is Nico Baby, thanks to S4. Gets hit by the Earth Spirit, so Nico Baby just pumps out the damage real quick. Takes down Era, brings down Charlie, and now he's looking for the finishing blow on not just Chessie, but High Coast as a whole. You should be able to take 2 lanes of barracks. High Coast can hold out if they want to. There's still, that's tier 2 at bottom lane. Alliance can't force Megas just yet.
What a way to start that fight. S4 jumping in, puts a ward down in the back lines, and then they just jump on the TA, and the Wukong's pretty much does everything with Nico Baby there. Chessie, he jumps in the back lines, but they're like, oh god, wait a minute. Our damage torch is already dead, and nothing they can do as Alliance can finally look to close this one up. It felt like they've taken control of this game as soon as they got that first round.
Yeah, they may not be able to get Megas, but the Ancient is still a win condition, and it is going to be enough, of course, High Coast. Wow. So, game 1, High Coast, they managed to, kind of keep it even, but it did feel inevitable in a way, Fog, that Alliance, due to draft perhaps, due to a little bit of just reading everything High Coast was doing, they were just getting more and more control as.
Yeah, I really liked, honestly, Hanskin with a couple of these hook shots were really clutch.
Dire team ban. Alliances turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining. Dire team pick.
League's assassin.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Alliances turn to pick.
Rubik.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick.
Puck.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Alliances turn to ban.
Monkey King.
Ten seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Alliances turn to ban. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Alliances turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick. Alliances turn to pick.
Crystal Maiden.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Alliances turn to pick.
Beastmaster.
Alliances turn to ban.
Soul Warlord. 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Alliances turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Alliances turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick.
Hi there.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Juggernaut.
You may now select your heroes. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Prepare for battle. Prepare for battle.
Looking good. Succumb.
Thirty seconds to battle.
Well, this'll work.
The battle begins.
You're not getting what you came for. Looking good.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's turret has been killed.
Flame on flame.
All right.
Here I am.
That should help.
Dire's courier has been killed.
A prize.
What?
Dire's structures are fortified. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Coming through.
Radiant structures are fortified. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Juggernaut, let them feel the cool of your blade.
Monkey versus snake. Monkey wins. Monkey always wins.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower has fallen. Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Double damage. That should help.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower has fallen. Radiant structures are fortified. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant are scanning. Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's middle tower has fallen. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's courier has been defeated. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Regenerate.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Stay near.
Bit off more than I could chew. Why do I enjoy this so much? We rely not upon fortune.
Dire are scanning. Dire's top tower is under attack.
What ingratitude!
Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's top tower is under attack.
There's a fine line between bravery and stupidity.
Radiant are scanning.
Trolls.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Never an obstacle.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
To the soil. Double damage.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified. Radiant structures are fortified.
Your death approaches.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower has fallen. Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower has fallen.
This'll come in handy.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
You took silence.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower has fallen. Radiant's middle tower has fallen. Dire's bottom barracks are under attack. Dire's bottom barracks has fallen.
Behold! A prize!
Death and gold are linked.
Silence!
Your death approaches.
Stay near!
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower has fallen. Dire's top barracks has fallen. Dire's top barracks are under attack. Dire's top barracks has fallen.
No.
Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Illusion!
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Didn't happen.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.